How's it going, Goat Fam? BINX-RR in a car today. Yes. Which leads me into probably the first topic of today, which is, why is it BINX-RR in a car? Well, that's for a few reasons, actually. The first thing I'd like to talk about is the bike situation. So all started back in September when I first got into motorcycles. I was always into motorcycles, but I just finally got the opportunity to get one. I decided I wanted something fast, something I could tear it up on, you know. I wasn't a cruiser guy, I was a sport bike guy. So what did I do? I went on OfferUp, looked around for bikes in my area, searched up every single one of them in Google, and after the name of the bike, put top speed after it. Wanted to get the fastest one I could, the fastest one available. And at the time, that was a Suzuki Bandit 1250S 2016. The final year that they made the Bandit, yes. Well, it was a good bike. It was good to learn on for me. But damn, was it heavy. Weighed in at about 550 pounds wet, which when you're starting out on a motorcycle is fucking heavy, I'll tell you that. Cruised around on that for a while, had my, you know, drops and bumps and so on and so forth. And eventually I decided I needed something lighter. I needed something more suited to my skill. So shortly after I sold the Bandit, I bought a 2009 CBR 600RR. See, I thought that was going to be a great bike that I'd have for a long time. Get a lot of seat time on my first 600. But I just had to do some stupid shit. Went around popping the clutch, trying to get it to wheelie. And after many attempts of just pulling the throttle, not getting the front end up, I decided I'd send it a little bit. Sent it a bit too hard though. Probably went up to, I don't know, 9,000 RPM and just let that clutch out. The front end came up before I could do anything. Next thing I know, I'm on my ass. The bike in front of me flying into a million pieces, it felt like. Yeah, not one of my proudest moments. And that's why today I'm in a car, because I have no bike to ride. Now, let's go back to the Suzuki Bandit. One of my first bikes that I'd ever had, the first bike I've ever had, and about a month, maybe 3 months into riding, I took it on the freeway. Started cruising around. Now it started out at probably 100 miles an hour or so. Now I didn't have any issues. Everything was fine. I felt amazing. Took some time to get used to, as it does, but I did eventually. Next thing you know, months later, I'm maxing out the top speed on it. 156 indicated, you know. Well, when you go that fast, you're playing with a lot of things. Fate, risk, other cars, and probably, for me at least, most scary, police officers. Because you see, the police want to enforce the laws, and us go fast guys, we want to break the laws. And that's just how that is. They're doing their part and we're doing our part. Now, unfortunately, when you're starting out riding, one of the first things, or one of the things that can happen is you get into a police chase, you get pulled over, and naturally you think, I'm just gonna run, you know? I can make it away. I know how fast this bike goes. I feel pretty confident. And you probably will get away. But there's always that risk that something may happen at some point in time along the road that you don't predict and can't happen. Now, someone I know took my bike and got away from the police a couple times on it. But one time, what happened was, I was cruising around, going about 20 over the limit, and saw the police lights light up on the other side of the road. Going this way, I was going that way. So what I do, twist the throttle, sent it, flying past cars, 140 miles an hour. And slow down to about 60 to take a wide turn to get onto the off-ramp to a different highway. And as I was doing that, front end washed out. Now, I can't say for sure what exactly caused that crash, but what I can say for sure is it was a multitude of things that I believe went wrong. I believe there was too much speed, too much entry speed, too much lean angle too quickly, and possibly overloading the brakes, as well as probably an overinflated tire. Now, I'll play this clip here right now so you can see. Fuck me. I'm all good. Yeah. And yes, you can tell that it does seem like a very close call. I'm not sure exactly whether or not that police officer did follow the guy on the bike, or if he decided not to. You see, when I hit that center divider island, it completely bent and mangled up the crash cage. There probably would have been a gaping hole in the side of the engine if it wasn't for that. And I would have been sitting there on the side of the road, police, people coming by asking questions. It would not have been a good day. And I got very lucky, but that really shook things up for me. Now, what I think a lot of people don't understand is that it takes time to get good at anything. time is what gets you skill. Now, obviously, at least in my belief, you can build skill through time by pushing your limits. You won't get better at anything unless you do that, you know? You'll never be able to hit a 40-yard shot with a handgun unless you try it. Over and over and over until you get to that point where you can. I feel like this is the same way with bikes in some regards. A lot of people say you shouldn't be going fast ever. Well, there's some people who still don't go fast, who've been riding for 30, 40 years. The fastest they've ever gone is 100 miles an hour on a highway, on a completely empty highway. And going 120 would be completely insane to them. But someone who started out going fast and gets used to that level of riding can develop the skill much quicker than someone who doesn't ride at that speed. Now, I get that is kind of common sense in a way, but in the same way, there's a predicament that occurs. Now, when something like a police chase occurs, what happens is you're going 10/10ths. You don't have any room to fuck up. And both the regard of slowing down, because you will get caught, and going too fast, because you will crash. Now, this is where I believe this brings us up to the point today where, to be completely honest with you guys, I'm unsure of the future. You see, right now I'm on a license probation because of that one stop with that cop a few videos back. Could have easily said I was going 104 on the ticket, and I would have got about 35 points on my license. But of course he had to cite me for the full amount, which was a 80-point violation on my license, which you're allowed 70 points. So obviously I was given the choice of having my license suspended for 30 days, which would drop the amount down to 70 points. Which would mean even then, if I got another ticket, that my license would then be suspended to an unknown time period. So I made the choice to accept the probation deal, and if a year from now I don't have any tickets on my record, any future tickets, that amount will drop down to 35 points on my license. But of course, that's a very difficult thing to accept. Even now, I'm going 70, the speed limit's 65. If I was to get pulled over and cited for that, I would probably lose my license. Always watch out for these fuckers. You never know if he's camping the on-ramp or not. Same place fucker got me last time. But I digress. So that brings us here today. And I can tell you I'm not sure what's going to happen, but if at some point in the future I do end up getting a bike, I cannot pull over for anything. 5 over, blinker, exhaust, running a stoplight, Any little traffic infraction will cost me my license, which means I will have to run. Now, that may or may not be a wise idea. I can't say for sure, but it is what it is. There may not be very many videos on the channel. We'll just have to see. What I can tell you guys though is I appreciate every single one of you for watching my videos. I know they're probably not the best, not the most exciting, but I appreciate every single one of you that comments down below and lets me know how much you guys like the videos. It means a lot. That's all I really want to talk about today, so I'll leave it there. BINX-RR signing off.